Good morning, Kitchen Witches. This is your tarot and menu inspiration for the day. I'm Chef Lisa, editor-in-chief of A Chef's Grimoire magazine. We're going to pick one card. That's going to be it, what we need to know for the day. Let's see what that is. All right. This is what we do with the magazine. We pick our cards. We menu plan with them. We interview the cards for the chapters, which are issues of the magazine, and turn out a lovely quarterly, interesting chapter, all from the tarot. So our card of the day is, oh, so lovely, the Queen of Wands. This is a minor arcana, a court card. And most minor arcanas are usually ruled by a major arcana, but not the court cards. The court cards rule themselves. They are the four families that live within the deck, and each family is responsible for each element. So wands, like this card, are fire, passion, right? It's the element of fire, but it's our passions. It's our get up and go. It's our will and determination. If it's cups, then the family of cups is our emotions, right? All the things to do with our emotional perseverance through life. If it's swords, then it's our mental capacity and our mental perseverance through life, which sometimes is not easy. None of it is, right? And then, of course, there's pentacles. Pentacles and the family of pentacles is all about tangibility. It's all about earth and earth energy. So, yeah. And there are four members within each family. One is the page, that's the youngest, then the knight, which is the adolescent, the queen, and the king. So queens have a more nurturing value towards the element. So with fire and passion, think of the Queen of Wands as like a kindergarten teacher, right? They're showing all these little children new things that they've never seen before. Like, here's a horn, you can blow on a horn. Here's a crayon, you can draw in the box. Here's sand, you can play in the box, right? I mean, all these new things are given to these children that hopefully sparks a passion in them. But it's the Queen of Wands that provides it to them, right? So a kindergarten teacher is, it has to be so nurturing, right? To these little guys who don't yet have any understanding of their feelings or, what lights them up. They're lit up all the time, right? Because they're kids and they've got all of this energy for days. But how do we put that into something? How do we take that just bouncing off the wall energy and focus it? And that is the Queen of Wands that will do that for you. When I was learning court cards, I used to, and I still do this. I'll go out into the public and I'll people watch, and I'll say, oh, and in that moment, that person is the Queen of Wands, or in that moment, that person is the King of Wands, right? Or the page, or the whatever. And then I get a better understanding of the card because I've seen them do a task or a thing or said something that jolts my memory and says, yeah, that would definitely be something the King of Swords would say, or the King of Cups would feel or do, right? People that wear their heart on their sleeves, right? When they're angry, you know it. But after their anger, after they've gotten what they needed to say off their chest, they're laughing, they're having a good time, right? They have to get it out. That's King of Cups energy. Or, if they linger too long or do something that's not really kosher, then it could be the knight or the page, right? Because they're still grappling with the whole element yet. But the king knows, I get it off my chest, I'm fine. What you do with that information is up to you. So yeah, so it's interesting. The court cards are challenging. I'm not going to say they're not, because they can represent other people, like we were just talking about, but they could also be you. It depends on where they show up in the spread. But for today, we have the Queen, and she is going to be quite the hostess, because she is going to bring us into her kitchen and make us some wonderful meals. So in the course of the day, with your Queen of Wands energy, where are you nurturing passions, right? Are you nurturing them within yourself? Maybe you're learning how to play the piano. Maybe you really love it. Maybe you're learning tarot or learning how to cook and you really love it, but you're a novice. You're still finding where your passions lie within that particular craft. So it could be you. It doesn't have to be other people. See? So now the Queen is coming into the kitchen, and I'm thinking she would like the right balance of flavors, right? Now, wands are fire energy, so a little bit of heat would make the Queen very happy, but it doesn't have to be for you, right? You can omit any heat or change it with something else. For instance, we've got breakfast. We're going to do a black bean bowl with rice and chorizo. Chorizo can be a little spicy. So if you don't want to do the chorizo, you could just do breakfast sausage. Fine. You can even forgo the sausage altogether and do something else, right? Whatever you want to do. But we're topping that with a jammy egg. And the jammy egg is going to be drizzled with a little sriracha, which is a nice punch of heat. Again, not necessary, but the Queen of Wands would love it. So that's it. You're going to make your rice. You're going to put it in a bowl. You're going to add some black beans that have been sauteed with little onion and garlic and maybe a little stock to make them saucy. A little tomato sauce. And put that on a little portion of the bowl. Chop up your chorizo. Either slice it, fry it so that it's got golden brown, and you can kind of fall in domino pattern around the edge of the rim of the bowl with the sausage. Beautiful. You got your jammy egg, which is nothing more than as if you're doing a hard-boiled egg, but you pull back the time. So it's not like an 11 or 12 minute egg. It's going to be more like a 6 or 7 minute egg. And you pull it out quick from that hot water, put it into an ice bath so it stops its cooking process. And then when you peel it, it should be able to be peeled easily without feeling like, it's going to explode on your countertop. But when you cut it, the yolk still oozes, and that's called a jammy egg. So you're going to cut that in half. You're going to place it with its oozy golden yolk on top of the bowl, and then drizzle it with a little red sriracha, maybe some cilantro if you like it. On top, beautiful breakfast. Yum. Lunch, well, we're going to go in the mainstream. We're going to do a chili, but we're going to do a vegetarian chili. And we're going to add all the peppers. So you've got your bell peppers, you've got ancho peppers, you've got chipotle peppers, maybe a little adobo in there. This is all now going into the spicy realm. You don't have to use them. You can just stop at bell pepper. Poblano peppers are lovely and don't pack too much heat, barely anything at all, but they do have a lot of flavor. So I would recommend using them. And then you build it, right? You can add some corn. It's still corn season where I am right now. And if you're watching this in the dead of winter, you can just use frozen or can. But add a little corn, add, of course, your onions and garlic, and what else? You can add some zucchini, summer squash. Or if it's wintertime, you can add the winter squashes, right? A little butternut squash would be lovely in a chili. Little sweetness in there, right? Offsets the spicy. And then, of course, your tomatoes and, and all of your spices, right? You've got your chili powders, your paprika, smoked paprika is lovely, garlic powder, onion powder, right? I mean, all the things. And then you serve that with a good dollop of sour cream if you can tolerate it, a dollop of guacamole, which everybody can have and loves, and a pico de gallo, right? So make extra at breakfast if you wanted to add that to your breakfast bowl, and put it now on the chili at lunch, right? And it's great to transport. You can transport this chili, in a little cup and bring it to work, or, wherever there's a microwave. And you have vegetable chili. That's delicious. And everybody's going to say, what do you have for lunch? I want what you have for lunch. Say, well, it's compliments of the Queen of Wands. For dinner. Now, remember, we're finding the right balance. So that's why I'm giving you options to take out the heat, put in something you like, right? But it has to be balanced. So for dinner, I'm thinking a hearty kale salad with pickled peppers and a chipotle and adobo dressing. Again, a little spicy. You don't have to do it, but it'll make things pop and it'll make everything taste really good. So your kale salad, the whole rigmarole on that, right? You take the leaves off the stems, you massage, after you've chopped them up, you massage them with a little olive oil, sea salt, until the greens start to break down their fibers and they're easier to eat. They're not as, that kind of thing. They just become glorious once you give them a good massage, just as you would if somebody massaged you. You'd feel better. Pickled peppers, you can get them in a jar, or if you've grown your own over the summer and now have jarred them and pickled them, this is the time to bring them out of the cupboard. The chipotle and adobo dressing, you get that little can of fiery heat of chipotle and adobo from the grocery store, and you mix that with just a little mayonnaise. And of course, you can add lime juice, which would be fitting to the cuisine, and olive oil or avocado oil. Yeah. And you just whip that all together until it will fall off the spoon. Not like water, but a little thicker, right? Coats the back of the spoon, but still drizzles. And then you just drizzle that over your kale salad. Now, that's the base, right? You can add whatever accoutrements light you up, right? We're finding our passion. So go around your cupboards and see what else you've got. Maybe you have some dried cranberries. Maybe you have some dates. Maybe you have, in your fridge, some carrots or a cucumber you want to throw in there. More bell pepper, right? Whatever you have left over from making your chili, and it will fit in, or fit, when I say fit, I mean it will transport into the essence of the dish, then add it in, by all means. It's what lights you up. It's what turns on your flame. Yeah. So, with that, the Queen of Wands hopes that you will enjoy all these dishes when prepared, and that they nourish you, because you need to nourish yourself and nourish all those around you with your kitchen magic. See you tomorrow.